Good evening and a very warm welcome to everyone on a very chilly Johannesburg evening to the 151st webinar of the South African Jewish Report. And this is our third Shavuot webinar. So lovely to have everyone. Anyone who is connected, I think Dylan, Danny, please turn on your cameras so we can welcome everyone tonight and we've got an amazing lineup tonight. We have got Becky Sandler all the way from Mexico. We've got Esther Cohen all the way from Israel, Lisa Gordon from Australia, and then our local yokels who literally cannot be beat, Lauren Boolkin and Kim Tobias, the original Koeksister. So we are having everyone on our show tonight, and it is going to be a literal lineup of cheesecake and yummy, delicious things to eat. Although we are also going to be making options. So you are going to be having things that are gluten-free and dairy-free. Unusual for a Shavuot webinar, because as you know, people normally are glutton with sugar and dairy. So Danny, you had strong opinions on not having any dairy or any gluten on Shavuot. Good evening, and how are you, and what are your thoughts? Oh, I can't hear you. I think you're on mute, Dan.
Big go. Dina, I'm very against it. I think this is how it starts. This is exactly how it starts. Once you start with gluten-free and lactose-free cheesecakes, what next? What next? I mean, people are going to have this expectation.
It depends on how the actual cheesecake identifies, to be quite honest.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there. We don't want to have complaints from the non-binary cheesecake community.
Exactly. Esti, we can hear your volume, just so you know. Good evening. How are you? Welcome from Israel.
Hello. Must I mute myself?
Shalom. What?
Shalom.
Shalom. We can hear you. Tell us, what city are you dialing in from?
I stay in Ora Kiva. It's 5 minutes from Caesarea by the beach. It's very nice. Originally up from a small town 10 minutes away, but this time when we came here, we decided to come here. My parents were here, and it turned out to be a great choice. There's actually quite a few South Africans around here. We've become like a little groupie, which is nice, and we welcome more if anyone is happy to join. Yeah, it's nice.
You see all this food behind me? That's my eating pilgrimage when I go to Israel. I've got some pizza, some pasta. We don't have burgers and shawarma, obviously. But I keep shawarmas like later on. So after I filled up with pizza and pasta, then I can go on my shawarma rampage because I'm going to be fleishik.
Yeah, Israel is definitely a food holiday.
Yeah.
So just tell me, this is just as a test until the webinar.
So we are live. We do have people watching us.
Okay,
but it's
cool.
also free chat. It's very relaxed. It's very cool, like chilled. And just for everyone to get used to it, check everyone's sound, check everyone's lighting, that you're happy. And then we go live at 7, and we're going to start with our cooking. So thank you so much. We reached out all the way across the seas, and you came through. So thank you so much. But I know you were making the most amazing baking. You're not baking full time?
No, I'm not. I'm actually working in an office as an office manager for an import company.
Such a waste in the culinary environment.
You know, I'm not that old yet. I still have time if I decide. But for now, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Perfect. And we have Kim, the Koeksister Tobias, joining us. Doing the wave. You are on mute, Marcel, as well.
There, I've asked to unmute.
Okay. While we get there, Esty, just tell us, make us feel worse. Is the weather in Israel warm at the moment?
It is the perfect weather. You're not suffering too much with the heat, and it's not that hot yet, but it's not. I think this week apparently is going to get quite hot, but not hot as Israel tends to get in July and August. So this lovely weather, perfect timing to come now.
No quiero desconectarme también, ¿verdad?
Perfect. Becky, we can hear you, but we can't see you.
Yeah, I don't know why. Just a second, please.
No problem. So Becky's joining us, guys, all the way from Mexico. So sure, we are literally an international.
The thing is that wait a second. Just there we go.
There we go.
Here I am. Hi.
Hi, don't worry. You've still got like 12 minutes before you start cooking. So it's so nice to have you. Are you in Mexico?
Yes, of course. I'm
in Mexico City.
Yes,
wow.
8 hours behind.
Oh, okay. So it's good timing. So you're gonna make us some morning. Are you gonna make morning treats for your family?
Exactly.
And tell us, how is Mexico? How big is the Jewish community in Mexico?
We are around. This is my husband,
Moshe. Your husband. I can see. Lovely to meet you.
Yeah. So the community, it's around 40,000, 50,000 altogether. Like Ashkenazi, Sephardi, yeah.
Is it mostly Sephardi?
No. Well, yes, I think so. No, Moshe? Mostly Sephardi. 80% Sephardi.
Wow. All right. Yeah. So does that have an influence on the cooking in Mexico?
No, not really. I'm Ashkenazi and I cook all Ashkenazi recipes, not Sephardi. Yeah, we all have our own.
Well, it just depends on the rice on Pesach, but we won't go there.
Yeah.
And all right, so like, let's see. So I know it's you're trying to get off mutes. Let me see if I can help. Sorry, Laura. There we go. Okay. And tell us, what are you going to be cooking for us tonight?
What was that? Sorry.
What are you going to be baking for us tonight?
Gluten-free, dairy-free cheesecake. Taste-free. No, I'm just kidding.
Full of taste.
No, it's full of taste. Very nutritious and very, very healthy.
No, listen, there's a massive trend right now all the way across the globe for dairy and gluten-free.
Exactly. And you as a community, I know that you are very healthy, wise-oriented.
Yeah, I don't know that we are.
Yeah.
Exactly. Hey, Danny.
If I might say first, hi, nice meeting you.
Lovely to have you.
For all the time that we spent in South Africa where our son was living there, you guys are much more healthier than this side of the world.
Oh, really? That's good to know.
Yes.
Yes, you are.
Because our son-in-law is South African. And then my son, our son went to, he attended
he was a youth rabbi in Sandringham.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. So you got shown to South Africa.
Yeah.
So what do we do? What don't we eat, or what do you eat that we don't?
Well, you're pretty much used to a lot of vegetables and just the source of the food that you eat in South Africa that we got to see from you guys was that you ate a lot much more vegetables than what we have here in Mexico, or forget the United States. They really are very much into processed foods, which I didn't see a lot of that in South Africa when we were there. And of course, I'm comparing it. We spent a lot of our time in the bush. So the bush has an incredible variety of healthy food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's a true story. It is definitely a true story. And I think South Africans do prefer healthier food. We also grow most of the things here. We don't have to import absolutely everything. And when you do import, you do pay, but we've got a good climate to grow. So I think it's fine. But I think also you're not that far from the States. So I would think that you can get everything, but I know there's always a cost of living. And how is the cost of living? Because I know everywhere globally, everyone's complaining about the cost of living. And in Mexico, I know, Esty, I know you're going to tell me the cost of living in Israel has gone crazy.
It is.
No.
And in Mexico,
I would compare now with South Africa. I think South Africa and Mexico are pretty similar right now.
Yeah, because I think the prices like globally have gone crazy. I mean, I know last year when I was in Israel in July, the price of a water was like almost 100 Rand on the beach. And is Ora Kiva a lot more sort of like moderated, or is it also like the likes of Tel Aviv in terms of pricing?
No. It's definitely not like Tel Aviv. We are a little bit less, I would say, rate-wise and grocery-wise as well. Restaurants, we are less costly here. But Israel in general, like everywhere, is feeling the, you know, the, how would I say, my English has gone, the economy, we're all feeling it, that's for sure.
Yeah, Haley Haberer says hi from Ora Kiva. So we've got people, I know we've actually got people that come in from everywhere. So I hope you've invited your friends, Esti, to come.
I did. And Heidi, actually, I can, if I really look closely, I can see her over from my balcony.
Okay, well, I hope you don't tell her that. All right, so guys, so we've got Ray Kerber of Bloemfontein who's watching, Bern Dorfman from Cape Town so far, Shalom Kevin, Michael Osborne from Port Elizabeth, Shalom, V'kol Yisrael, V'kol Yehudim, please may Hashem bring peace to Eretz Yisrael. All right, we love getting messages, guys. That's how we know that you're listening. And there's a song, Ora Kiva. So it doesn't go Ora Kiva, Bayit Sheli. Who sings that song? There is a song. There's a song.
I don't think it's specifically for Ora Kiva. I think it's a childhood Israeli song.
No, I'm going to find it. I'm going to send it to you. There's a song.
Oh, yeah, please do. I'm not aware of it. My childhood wasn't here in Ora Kiva, so I don't know it.
All right, perfect. And then we've got Renee in Bantry Bay. We've got Karen in Cape Town. Robin Wiles also from Cape Town. Leslie Milner from North Carolina in the USA, which is literally why I love this. Sue Lipschitz from Beit Shemesh. So yeah, we've got literal like viewers from all over the place. It's wonderful to have you. I know Shavuot, always people get very excited about their tummies. They get very excited about what they're going to make, and people start panicking because are they going to make new things? I know I've got cheesecake, but we're going to do cheesecake a bit of a different way this year. Although, I mean, normal cheesecake people just love, but we've got a few options. Again, you heard the gluten, dairy-free. Do you cook the gluten and dairy-free?
Are you talking to me? Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Well, Becky, you're the one actually who's doing the gluten-free, dairy-free.
Yeah.
Why did you choose that route? Give us the reasoning behind it.
Of what?
I'm saying, do you have a lot of people that like actually particularly ask you for dairy-free and gluten-free, or is it just a healthy option?
That's the diet that we have at home. We're dairy-free, gluten-free.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, kosher. What else? So I came to all these recipes so we can have wonderful food without missing anything. You know what I mean? So
Amazing.
So that's what I came up with, all these recipes, gluten-free and dairy-free.
Incredible. I know, but I mean, now everyone's using, I mean, there used to be like one type of milk, and now you get almond, oat, rice. I mean, I think you can't even ask for a coffee anymore without getting 40 different types of options.
We haven't used any milk, cow milk for years already. I make my own milk here in my home, at home, yes.
You make your own milk?
Yes, I have yeah.
With what? Like you don't have a cow, does it? So that's no, out.
There is this machine appliance that it calls almond cow. It's wonderful. In 2 minutes, you can make any milk that you want on that appliance.
Amazing. So I'm assuming like almonds, you throw them in and it just makes...
Yeah, and it makes it in here. I have some here. I always quite a wonderful.
Dina, Israel is very vegan friendly as well the past few years. So wherever you go, you're going to get vegan options. It's become it started as a trend a few years ago, but now it's become sort of the norm, because I feel that I wouldn't say divided, 50 carnivores, 50 vegan, but vegan is huge here, and you can literally find it even in a meat restaurant. Most restaurants would have at least one vegan option for their vegan customers. So, and you can get a whole restaurants and shops that are vegan only. So it's huge for anyone that chooses to go down that route.
Yeah, I saw a few of those. I mean, it's actually crazy. I think the whole world we've seen an entire shift. We know, like for our Jewish Achiever Awards, we've actually seen like about 30% right now are choosing vegan, vegetarian, which is a massive amount. All right, but listen, it has just gone 7 o'clock. So what I'm just going to ask to do is just to switch off your cameras. But Becky, you are going to go first, and then Esty, you're going to go after her in terms of your recipes. But I wanted to welcome everyone this evening to the 151st webinar of the South African Jewish Report. It is the third Shavuot webinar that we are running, the first that we started over lockdown. And I must say that it's always exciting because we have to come up with new things and see what else we can do for everyone. So tonight, we've got amazing cooks. We have got people from Mexico. We've got people from Israel. We've got Australia. We've got South Africa. So we are bringing you the best of breed for your Shavuot to make sure that your meal is amazing. Now, Danny, I hope you're there because I want to bring up the actual edition for this week's South African Jewish Report. If you've not got your copy, please go to Exclusive Books, go to any of your news outlets, and go and find the latest edition of the South African Jewish Report newspaper. You can also go to our website, www.sajr.co.za. And so yes, and also obviously over Shavuot, everyone likes to read, so that's why I go pick up your paper, and hopefully you'll get a good read. Then I also want to know where in the world everyone is coming from. So we've already seen people from Israel, we've seen everyone from like America. It's just wonderful that we actually have all these incredible people. But guys, tonight, because it is a cooking webinar, and I know people are wondering what is going on behind me, and I will tell you what's going on behind me, is that we have got amazing prizes to give away, because what is a cooking webinar in Shavuot without the present or the prize? So Avi Mishan from SMD Technologies has wonderfully donated an Eiger air fryer, Eiger knives, and an Eiger flask. So we are going to be doing 2 polls or 2 competitions throughout the program where we are actually going to give these away. And I must tell you, I am the biggest fan of an air fryer. Like, there is no better appliance, actually. I'm not sure what our cooks are, and I'm going to ask you all now. But I have to tell you that from my point of view, once you go air fryer, you don't go back. And it is the quickest thing, especially in South Africa. Now, you don't have that problem, Esty, and I'm sure Becky doesn't have that problem. But when you have load shedding, or your generator or your solar is not working as well as it should, the actual air fryer is very, very light on electricity. This is also the Big Mama. It is an 8-liter digital air fryer. It is called the Eiger Area XL 8 air fryer. Danny, you're sold on air fryers, huh?
Me? Yes, I am a massive sponsor of air fryers, indeed.
All right. So, and also knives. I know that when you're cooking in your kitchen, and I know when I cook, that a knife is the most essential tool that you can have. So we have insane knives and an awesome vacuum flask, also just in time for winter, to take you through. So we are going to be giving those away throughout the evening. So I hope everyone is very excited, because we are very excited. All right, Kim, I know you've had technology issues, but don't worry, we'll get there. You still have time to sort yourself out. We're going to start with Becky in Mexico. We're going to go from Mexico, we're going to fly to Israel, and then we only will be at you afterwards. So don't worry, we will be there. We'll be back. And Becky, let's put you on. Everyone else, please turn off your cameras. And Becky's going to kick it off with her amazing, what shall we say, a brand new option of her vegan, healthy, wonderful meal. So Becky, I'm going to leave it up to you. I'm going to turn off my camera, and please tell us what you're making, how you're making it, and then we'll have a chat when you're done.
Thank you so much for the invitation, first of all. Can everybody hear me well?
Yep, we can hear you perfectly.
Okay. So this time I'm going to make a cheesecake, dairy-free and gluten-free. So it's a wonderful, wonderful recipe that I wanted to share with you. And for those people that cannot have any dairy or gluten, this is a wonderful option for Shavuot. So the first thing that I'm gonna make, well, you need a food processor for this recipe. That's a must. Hopefully you all have a food processor. Many of you may have the food processor packed in the garage, never use it. It's a wonderful, wonderful, thing to use it for every meal, so you can mix things very fast. Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna make is the crust, and the crust has 1 cup of mixed nuts without any salt, okay? So I'll put in the food processor all the nuts, and then dates. Peel the dates. There are like 8 dates all together, and some coconut without any sugar. That's very important. No sugar on the coconut. And I'm going to mix all of this in the food processor to make the crust, okay? All right, it's already mixed. So I will put the crust into the mold and just press it with your hand very hard, so it will be very pressed. And next, I will make the filling of the cheesecake, okay? So for the filling, here it goes. See? I will put this inside. For the filling, I have some cashews soaked in water for a night, through the night, okay? What I do when I'm in a hurry, what I do is I put some hot water on the hazelnut and I wait for like 2 hours, and they will be ready also for the cheesecakes. If not, you can just soak in the water overnight and it will be ready. Okay, then I will have some maple syrup, organic maple syrup, some coconut oil melted, it has to be melted, some lemon, okay, it's a 1/4 cup of lemon, vanilla, extract vanilla, organic, and that's all you need for the filling, okay? So let me just push this inside, inside. So I use exactly the same. So just mix all of it together. So here we go. Uh-oh. Just wait a second. There it goes. So here are the cashews. And then we have the maple syrup. The coconut oil. Vanilla extract. And 1/4 of the lemon. You mix all this together. And you have your filling already done. Very easy. Okay, there we go. Let me just put this inside. You can see how the filling goes all around. And then I will make the topping. For the topping, there it goes. Okay, for the topping, I will use 1 cup, 2 cups of berries. If this is like a mixed berries, I usually use the frozen one, and I unfrozen in the microwave, and they will be ready, okay? So I will squeeze half a lemon into this mix. And here I have 1 envelope of gelatin, unfloured gelatin, okay? So I put 1/3 of a cup here, and look how it goes like the gelatin, it's not melted. So I have to heat it for like 20 seconds on the microwave in order to make it liquid. I think that's enough. Let me see. Yep. See? Now it's liquid. So in a food processor, I have 2 food processors. But if you have one, you just have to clean up the one that you're using. So here are the berries. I add the gelatin. Where is the gelatin? Here, okay? If you want to make it a little bit sweeter, you can add some coconut sugar. That's a wonderful sugar that you can use all the time for your cooking, for your baking. All right. I mix all this together. I add this to the cheesecake. Make sure it's all even. And then it goes to the fridge for overnight. You can make this recipe in advance, and you can freeze the cheesecake, or you can just leave it in the fridge for a week if you want to. So I made 2 cheesecakes so I can show you the result of this wonderful cheesecake. Let me just show you how it, well, you cannot really see it, but I will put this on the fridge. And here you have the result. It's a wonderful, wonderful cheesecake that you will love, and you will not use any dairy or any gluten into. So I hope you like my recipe. I send you my best. I send you all my love, and thank you for inviting me once more in this wonderful program.
Becky, it was so wonderful. That recipe looks unbelievable. So for all the non-believers who only think you can make stuff with dairy and gluten, then you have definitely given us a new way. I've never seen a crust ever made that way. Did you create this recipe, or was this a recipe that you got from somewhere else?
No, I got it from somewhere else. I actually go and look for many recipes gluten-free, and then I make my own recipe. Like the topping, it's mine. It's a very easy topping, because the one that comes with the recipe, I didn't really like it. It has too much sugar on it. So this time I made the topping just with the berries, no sugar, and just lemon and the gelatin, and it came out beautiful. Like all my family, my daughter, my sons, my husband, everybody loves this cheesecake, because it's a really different one. It's not like the normal or the usual cheesecake that we always make.
No, absolutely. I'm telling you, I'm going to try it. I'm not going to even say if it's dairy free or whatever it is. And I'm going to see what the response is. It looks unbelievable. So I just want to tell you, we've got people now watching from San Diego, from Hove in the UK, Palm Desert, California, London, Belgium. So, and now people are asking for the recipe. So guys, as usual, we will send the recipe.
Yes, I send you the recipe. It's all exactly the amounts, the procedure, everything. It's in the recipe. I hope you can send it to all of them.
We will indeed. So anyone who has registered for the webinar and is on the Zoom link, you will automatically, we'll have your email, so we'll be able to send it to you. If you are on YouTube, then Danny will put up a link so that we can actually get your email address, and we'll also send the recipes to you. But Becky, thank you so much. You're always amazing. You're so willing, and all your recipes are just so easy and fantastic and look incredible. And I'm sure they taste incredible. I'll let you know as soon as I try it. And it was so lovely to have you on, and sending lots of love all the way to Mexico. We have to come visit. I'm planning on a visit.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Take care.
Take care.
Amazing. Okay, so that, I think, for all the non-believers in a non-dairy cheesecake, I think that really looked like it was outstanding. And now the next person we are moving to, and hopefully she's online, is Lauren Boolkin. But she actually, let me see if I can get her to unmute and ask her to start her video. Sorry, everyone seems to be having technical problems. I know our load shedding schedule has gone down, but I think people always, unfortunately, in this place do struggle. And if we can't get to Lauren, then I think maybe, Esty, we're going to have to come straight to you, because I think Lauren is having some technical challenges.
Yeah. Dina?
Can we hear you? There we go.
Hello.
Lauren, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So lovely to have you on again. It's been far too long since we've had you.
Thank you for having me. I'm in awe of I'm in awe of Becky, though.
She's amazing, huh?
Unbelievable. I can't wait to try it.
I know, it's okay. Like, I would never have thought to make a cheesecake recipe with the filling being nuts, especially like cashews, but it looks amazing. And dates as a crust. I've never even thought about that.
No, and that topping on blintzes would be incredible as well.
Yeah, I know you've already worked out 20 other recipes.
My food brain.
Awesome. So I know you recorded your video. Tell us what you are making for Shavuot, because obviously Shavuot, people who are meat eaters start panicking, and they can't breathe when Shavuot comes around, and they go hey, what am I going to eat? But I know you've got an amazing alternative. So tell us what you're making for us.
So I'm making fish tacos tonight. The reason for doing it is I have all these intentions when it's Yom Tov, but come midway through Yom Tov, I just want something quick and easy that is just simple to put together. So the components you can make yourself if you want to, or you can buy them and add them ad hoc as you wish.
All right, fantastic. So we are going to run your video. Don't run away, because in case people have questions and they want to know how to make it and your little tricks, because I know you just, and we didn't talk about your special Rosh Hashanah machine, but we'll talk about it after the, for people who are wondering. We'll talk about it afterwards. But Danny, please do run the video.
Hi guys, welcome back to my kitchen. She can't believe it's a year since we were last here doing the last Shavuot edition. Hope it's been a good one for you. And I'm looking forward to making fish tacos with you tonight. So, as I said, we're going to be making fish tacos tonight, which I love to make when I'm entertaining because it's a really flexible kind of meal. Put everything out onto a big board, and you can make as little or as many of the components as you actually feel like making. It's really good for Shavuot when you have got to meal number 62 and you are tired of feeding people. And you can kind of just take out the components, put it together, and it's amazing for everybody to eat. So we're going to start off with the tortillas. I've made my tortilla dough ready, basically comprised of some flour, water, salt, chopped up butter, and a little bit of baking powder. You don't feel like doing this, bought ones are already very nice. There's Mexicorn or the Woody's ones, and both are really nice. So we're going to start off by rolling the tortilla balls, because the little balls need to actually rest for half an hour By the time these balls have rested, I will have finished all the other components of the meal and we'll be ready to eat it. So I'm going to start off and I'm going to roll my balls. If you're as anal as me, you want them all exactly the same weight, but you can also just wing it. They kind of need to be golf ball size. Let's make another one. This one feels a bit small in my hand. Oh, spot on, 44. So I finished rolling my balls. I got 6 from the quantity of dough that I had, which was a half quantity and more than enough for us. From the actual quantity, you'll get 12. I'm going to cover them with a dishcloth and I'm going to leave them to rest for 30 minutes while I get on with the rest of the meal. So I'm starting off with the coleslaw. Uses a bit of yogurt, some chopped coriander, some agave syrup or honey if you don't have agave, some freshly squeezed lime juice, and some mayonnaise. I'm going to start with the dressing because the salad is always better when it sits in the dressing for a while. So I'm going to start off with 2 tablespoons of my freshly squeezed lime juice into the bowl. Three tablespoons of mayonnaise. And 2 tablespoons of yogurt. I like the double cream yogurt, but low fat's also fine. It's perfect. It then needs a tablespoon of agave syrup for a bit of sweetness. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of salt, because I think cabbage is quite bland, and some freshly ground black pepper. And then I'm going to just give my dressing a mix. And a taste. Delicious. And then I'm going to add some of my freshly shredded cabbage. I've done both white and red cabbage just because it looks pretty. So I'm moving on to my tomato salad. I've chopped up a few colored tomatoes. You can use normal tomatoes, you can use mixed tomatoes, whatever you happen to have in the fridge. You want to add a few cucumbers, that also works quite nicely. Into that, I'm going to add a little bit of red onion, some chopped coriander, pinch of chili, and then I'm going to make the dressing which goes over it. Okay, so the tomato salad gets a basic vinaigrette of, again, my fresh lime juice, which is prominent in Mexican cooking. This quantity, I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of fresh lime juice and 4 tablespoons of olive oil. You always double the oil to the acid when making any vinaigrette. So whatever you happen to be using, be it lemons, limes, vinegar, you always do half lemon or half acid and double oil. And then to your basic vinaigrette, you can really add whatever you want to, whatever extras you want to add in for your salad. For this, I'm just going to put a little bit of salt, about half a teaspoon works, a ground of black pepper, and again, I'm not going to stir, I'm going to beat it so that it gives the dressing body. You can actually see the difference in the dressing when you beat it. It just becomes a thicker emulsion compared to if you've stirred it. I'm going to pour it over and just give this one a mix through as well. And here's my beautiful tomato salad. So we're going to move on to the guacamole, which is actually the hardest salad of them all, being that the most difficult thing is sticking my knife in and trying to get this open before tipping it into my serving dish. You can easily make your own guacamole, which is just basically mashed up avo, lemon juice, maybe a bit of chopped up coriander if you want to, and a squeeze of lime juice. I'm just gonna make it pretty in the dish. And then it's all done, ready for serving. So I've got a non-stick pan on the stove with really a very little bit of olive oil. While my oil's heating, I'm going to just put salt and pepper onto my fish. I've used a firm white fish. Kabeljau is good, gurnard is good. If you eat king clip also works really well. Hake I find is just a bit crumbly and doesn't really hold its shape to put into the tortilla. But, I mean, it's fine. If that's what you've got available, that's also fine. And if you're really feeling desperate, the ready cooked fish from Tiberias or the one from Woolworths that you put into your air fryer also works beautifully. So I can see my oil's hot. I've dropped a little piece of fish into the oil. And in my oven, I've put another baking sheet just to keep warm. So I've got somewhere to put the fish. And I'm just going to take my fish and I'm going to put it into the hot oil. And I'm going to cook it until it gets nice and brown underneath, just turning down the heat a bit. And it's going to cook now on medium heat. So I guess the fish is probably ready to be turned. We have a look underneath and you can see it's going nice and brown. So just flip it over. You see how gorgeous and brown it is. Just turn up my heat a little bit long and I'm going to cook the other side. So my fish is beautiful and brown on the other side. I'm going to take it off, just drain it slightly. And I'm going to put it into my oven to keep warm. Remembering that even though the oven is low, the fish is going to continue to cook while it's in the oven. I'm just going to put in my last few pieces. And I'm putting this tray back into the oven. So I've got my beautiful tortilla press here. You certainly don't need a tortilla press. You can use a rolling pin, it's going to work just as well. But as you know from my Rosh Hashanah machine, I am a gadget obsessed kind of human being. So I've put 2 pieces of a Ziploc bag on either side of the tortilla press, and that stops the dough from sticking to the press. Take my ball that's ready rolled, and I'm going to shut the press and then just press down. Bearing in mind that I don't normally do this job, I normally delegate to a family member, and that's actually what's so nice about this is that it's very family interactive. One person can make the salad, somebody else can make the tortillas, and I think it just adds to the beauty of the meal. But I'm not doing such a bad job. So I've got my cast iron pan, which has been heating on the stove. I'm going to just drop this in. And I'm going to flip it a few times until it's nice and brown and crunchy. So you don't want to overcook the tortillas because you want them to be quite pliable. So my tortilla is nice and brown. I'm ready to take it off. It isn't, as I said, the most beautiful tortilla I've ever made, but we shall try again and hopefully I'll get it right. So now I'm just going to make my whole arrangement look pretty. I'm going to put some tomatoes on the bun. Decorate it up a little bit. And a few pieces of fresh lime. And my flowers, because I can't help myself. The avocado actually needs the flour. Now it looks so much better. It's got a bit of a pop. And here I have my beautiful fish tacos ready to eat and enjoy. And I'll show you now how we're going to plate it. So we're going to take the fresh tortilla. We're going to add a dollop of guacamole. We're going to add piece of fish, spoon of salad, some beautiful fresh cabbage, and if you wish, some sour cream and a sprinkle of fresh chili, and all that's left is to roll it up and munch it.
Now, Lauren, that looks amazing. I have to tell you, are you there? Can we put your camera back on? Danny Kadar. Let me see if I can see Lauren. So, Lauren, are you with us? So, I mean, I'm actually laughing quietly to myself because who has
a machine?
Who has a tortilla press? Like, I was joking when I meant the Rosh Hashanah machine, but I find it hilarious that you have a tortilla press. So it would be actually interesting if the audience wants to like chime in here to tell us how many people have a tortilla press. That's very impressive.
Completely ridiculous.
How often do you make tortillas?
You know what? We do make it quite often. We have chicken fajitas, we have fish tacos, and we do use it quite a bit. And it's really, really simple, and especially when you're delegating to other people in your family.
Oh, that is hysterical. And if you want like wheat-free options and stuff, obviously there are ways to make that as well. Seeing that we're going in that trend, seeing that we're like on that zone.
Absolutely. But you really don't have to. You can take a rolling pin, roll it flat, and it'll work just as well. Amazing. And honestly, the dough takes all of 1 minute to make. And they're super delicious.
And it actually looks like so simple. It's unbelievable. All right. So someone wrote, looks incredible, Lauren. What a nice and different idea. And that's why I said, when you said, what should I make? And you said fish tacos. I was like, definitely, because I personally have never made fish tacos. So that looks delicious. And what else? What is it? Give me another favorite dish that you make on Shavuot.
You've caught me off guard. Give me a second to think.
Like a sweet dish. Do you make, I mean, do you obviously do cheesecake? Do you do normal cheesecake?
I do cheesecake. I've done the most delicious. Now I've forgotten what it's called because I'm. No, man.
Cheesecake.
No, the pre-gum made. Yes, I've made the most delicious banoffee pudding that's going into the Jewish report this week, which is totally yum. Do a lot of
another reason to get the Jewish report, guys. This week, go and get that pudding so that you can also. Actually, I saw that recipe. It looks amazing. So
that's amazing. Completely delicious.
All right. So everyone, thank you, Lauren. You're always amazing. Your food is incredible, and we thank you always for your contribution because you're fantastic. And I'm not going to buy the machine. I'm not going to buy the machine, but I am going to try and maybe make some fish tacos.
You're welcome to always borrow mine.
Thanks. I'll just come hop over. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful
Happy Shavuot. You too.
You. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, so now we are getting to an exciting part of our evening. I mean, those fish tacos are seriously exciting. But Danny Kadar, can you turn on your camera? Because we are now going to talk about our giveaway. So behind me, if anyone is now joining or you're a bit late to join, we were gifted to gift you an Eiger air fryer, 8 liter, which is the big mama of air fryers, plus Eiger knives for your kitchen, which are outstanding, stainless steel, set of 4. And an amazing vacuum flask. So, I mean, Danny, as we were talking about it, but I mean, I must tell you, my way of cooking has completely changed since I've actually started using an air fryer, especially if you have issues with electricity. It's far less demanding of your electricity. And not only that, but you can cook an entire chicken. You can cook steak. You can cook vegetables. People even bake. I haven't baked in my air fryer, but I do everything else.
And it's healthier, much healthier than cooking in oil, much faster. And also, this one comes with 2 trays. I have 2 air fryers. Someone actually asked me, why do you have 2 air fryers? I looked at them in shock and horror. I'm like, are you joking? Because you have to cook your hot chips and you have to cook your veggie fries at the same time. So you did, and it comes with 2 trays. You don't have to get 2 air fryers. This one will do the job. We'll have 2 trays.
Actually, no, this one that we're giving away tonight actually isn't the double one, but Eiger do have a double air fryer. So this one this, you can put your entire meal in one, and you can have literally, you're in like 20 minutes and out, you're done. And
it's an 8 liter tray. That's 8 liter tray can do a proper amount of damage with 8 liter.
Literally, but Alga also does have a double tray. So if you want to like make sure you want to cook 2 different things at the same time, they can do that as well. But I mean, people know where I live, so I can't keep it. But we do have to give it away tonight. And the way that we're giving it away, just so everyone knows. Okay, so what is it? So as everyone knows, this is our 151st webinar of the South African Jewish Report. Most people who do the webinars are actually volunteers. We do have paid staff who actually it's their job to contribute and create the insane, wonderful paper that we have every single week and that we have on our website that we distribute to over 11,000 people. And then it's read like literally like times 4 of that. So what we would like to do tonight is if you would like to donate to the Jewish Report from starting, we said, Danny, at 54 Rand, which is basically minus $6,000 of last week's currency issues. So we're going to start out at like, if you make any donation to the Jewish Report over 54 Rand, which is obviously a multiple of 18, which is high, which is life, which is Shavuot and the new start of the one of the New Year's, then you'll be entered into a draw, and the draw will give you this baby. We're going to do the other stuff later, but this is, let me tell you guys, it's like if you can spend 54 Rand, you can get entered into the draw. It's worth it just to have a chance to have this because it's insane. Like it really is insane.
Exactly.
I've now got fry envy.
And you can increase your chances of winning, guys, by the way. So 54 Rand, 1 draw. I mean, that's nothing. 54 Rand chance to enter. How many you've got quite a high success rate. I mean, you've got 254 people watching us live. We've got a couple hundred now on YouTube. People are going to start watching this webinar from tomorrow night. So you better get in right now before the numbers pick up, because now is when you have the chance to win. Because the way how it works is that 54 Rand, 1 draw, 108 Rand is 3 draws. So you enter 3 times. 486 Rand is 10 draws. I'm going to put all of this in the chat so you can see. Then if you donate 900 Rand, you go in 18 times. Guys, 900 Rand, you go in 18 times. And the way how this works is that if you donate now, it's only the people who donate now, like until this webinar ends tonight, enter the draw. So insane odds in your favor. Donate now. Don't wait. Now is the opportunity to strike, and you have exceptionally high chances of winning.
Absolutely. All right. And Danny, you are going to put up the code or the details to actually donate. And so it's anyone
Correct.
who donates tonight. We're going to give people till 12 o'clock tonight to midnight because that's fair.
Okay, fine. Fair,
because it's load shedding and it's whatever it is. So we're going to go till 12 o'clock tonight. And then whoever donates, so actually it's a great chance, as you said. You put up the wallet doc. You can also put a reference if you need to, which is your name, but we will get your details. But as Danny said, let me tell you, guys, this is your opportunity. Give yourself a Shavuot present. Let your cooking become a thing of the past, because this baby does it all for you. Again, FI envy. All right. So there you go. The details. You've got the QR code up. You've got the walletdoc.com/pay/SAJR. And Danny will put that up. It's already in the chat. And then we'll put it up later as well. So without further ado, Danny, I think we've got to get cooking again.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. But the donation link
and this
is
time,
in the chat.
We've flown so far. We've flown to Mexico. We've flown back to South Africa. And now we are flying to Eretz Yisrael because that's where the land is. So we are going to go straight to Esty. Esty, are you with us? Let's find you and let's put on your camera. And we are going to let you do the talking because you are going to start doing the... Let's see your video, and what you made is amazing as well. And Essie, thank you so much for joining us. I know people used to be in Joburg. I mean, your place was the hub. People used to come to you. They'd be you'd be making stuff for Shabbat, for Yom Tov, biscuits, little fun things for the kids. And now you're in a totally different field, which we said is only for sort of part-time until obviously you create your own empire within the Holy Land. But tell us, what are you actually going to... I'm just going to unmute you because it looks like you are mute. Can you see that you're unmute?
There we go. Okay.
There we go. Tell us, what are you making? I mean, it was actually tough because I know you had so many options. So what are you going to be making?
I always,
for
I don't ever start cooking. I start with a direction of 1-2 dishes, and then at the end, my guests always get like about 8 to 9 dishes because I'm very hyperactive, and secondly, just one thing gives me an idea for the next, and that's also how I used to do all my creative work in my business. One thing leads to the next. So it was very hard to choose, but because the past year I've done a lot more cooking than baking, and I've also shared a lot of my cooking on social media for those who followed me. I decided to go.
What's your social media? You're welcome to share with everyone.
I usually do Instagram, the stories, and I share.
And what's your handle?
Sorry, my handle.
Instagram.
I think it's Este's Baking Studio still.
You can put it in the chat. You can put it in the chat just now.
I kept it as is. As is. But I thought, let me do a savory dish for a change. And I like taking well-known recipes and making them my own with local ingredients. And what I did was a Greek recipe. I cannot pronounce it, but I'm sure you all know it. Spinach, something like that. And it's feta and spinach phyllo pastry. And I have been making this one for years. For my events at home, for my family. I literally just roll it and I make it into a spiral. And the content inside is not just spinach and feta. I like to add, I added chunky cottage cheese, smooth cottage cheese, and a few other goodies. It's all about good quality ingredients. You don't have to go too much into the spicing up of things if you use really quality ingredients. So I did that, and then while I was making it, I was feeling, but I can't not give you a baking one as well. So I always have lots of ingredients in my kitchen, and I just whipped up that pastry one. I remember I told you I'll do biscuits, but last minute I was like, no, it's very trendy, everyone's doing it, and the best part is that I love it, that it's super easy, that anyone can do it. Even your kids can join you and do it. And it's very versatile. You can use whatever you have at home. You don't necessarily have to go out to the shops and get the stuff. You can use apples. We all usually have apples at home. Anything, really, any fruit that you like. I've also seen people do this exact vibe, savory. This one guy saw, he's making it with feta cheese, a thin line of feta cheese and beetroot and basil. So play with it, really play with it.
Awesome. All right, so then let's go and see what you're going to make. So Danny, please play the video. And yeah, I know when I saw these pictures I was like blown. So let's have a look and then we'll chat when we're back.
Sure, I'm here. Ariel, come watch. Aviv, if you get dressed you can come watch. Hello everybody. It's been a while, almost a year. Like, where has the time gone? Welcome to my home here in beautiful Orakiva. It's a small town near Caesarea, 5 minutes away from the beach. It's really great. If you're around, come say hello. I'm so excited. Really, I'm so excited to be taking part of this, as I have missed you all so much. I have missed this community. I have missed the interaction. I've missed seeing you at the shops and at schools and at birthdays and making you yummy cakes. I really have missed you all, and I'm so happy to be here and be doing this with you for Shavuot. Yeah, let's go to my kitchen. We will be making a spinach and feta phyllo pastry spiral. I'll be taking you step by step through the recipe, and we will meet afterwards for some questions and some more interaction. Let's get started. So we're gonna need some onions, some garlic, some obviously phyllo pastry, olive oil, some spices, spinach. You can use baby leaves or the bigger ones, whichever ones you can get. We're gonna use chunky cottage cheese, also some smooth cottage cheese, and obviously we're gonna use some feta. I will post the recipe for you guys afterwards. I will send it through. We are starting with the filling of the pastry. I have taken the 2 onions and chopped them up really small, and I have grated 1 clove of garlic on that very fine, and I'm sauteing it here. When it starts to change color and become a little bit brown, what we're going to do is put our spinach in. I've used some baby leaves, and I've also used the big spinach. I've washed it really well so there's no sand in it, and I chopped it really small, very thin, and I'm going to take this whole thing and put it in here. It's going to reduce a hell of a lot, that's what we want. So we're going to put everything in here and mix it all in and reduce it until it becomes very small. I'll be back when that's ready. I have cooked the spinach right through until all the liquid has evaporated in the while it was still in the pan, and I put it in the bowl and let it cool down. So it can be a little bit warm, but it mustn't be too hot. And I'm going to take my chunky cottage cheese. I'm going to put that in, and then I'm going to put also some smooth cottage cheese. And then I'm going to take about 150 grams of feta, and I'm just going to, you can grate it or just use your hands. I'm going to add grated cheese. I think this is the equivalent of like Tussis cheese. And I'm going to put a little bit of black pepper. And I'm going to put a dash of nutmeg, and we're going to mix all of that in. I'm not putting salt right away because we have put a lot of feta in here. So since there's not eggs in here, we can taste and decide if we need more salt or not. And so we're going to give this a taste and decide if we need any salt. Nope, I'm not adding salt. It's perfect because of the feta cheese. So you're gonna take, I've taken 2 sheets, sorry. And I know phyllo is usually used with butter, melted butter, but when I make a savory dish with it, I love using olive oil. So I took olive oil and I'm gonna brush it. I have put my mixture into a piping bag, and I'm going to cut about, I think, 2 centimeters wide at the bottom. It's just less messy, and I'm going to pipe out, well, you can't see, hold on. I'm going to pipe out some of that into here. Yeah, just needs a little bit of handling. And we're gonna roll the first one. And then we're gonna close it off at the end and literally just make a roll. Okay, before putting it into the dish, you're going to brush this dish also with some olive oil. Give it a good layer. And then we're starting in the middle. We're going to put this in the middle, and then we're going to build a spiral with one piece at a time until our tray is full. Okay, so our spiral is ready. We filled the dish. I'm going to put more olive oil, very important, at the top, on top, so it will be nice and crispy. And I am going to sprinkle it with sesame seeds. And it's going to go into the oven on 170. Let's see how long it will take. It all depends on your oven. So I could not do a dessert for you. I made these new trendy recipes that have been going on all over social media. It's puff pastry with fruit. I'm going to show you how to make them shortly. And they just came out the oven. We're going to just sprinkle them with some icing sugar. Let's go show you the recipe. I want to show you the easiest recipe ever. There's this trend going on now all over social media of doing turned over pastry, puff pastry, with basically you can do any filling you want. So I'm going to do my version of it for Shavuot. You will see as we go along. What you do is you take baking paper and put it on a tray, and you make spots. You allocate places like this. I'm using honey. Let's see if we can do another one over here. We're going to do honey. I am going to put, I'm using peaches and nectarines. You can basically do this with any. You can do with pears, with apples, any fruit that you like and have. This makes a perfect dessert. Also, you can also make this as a power of dessert. You just keep the cheese out. Okay, I'll continue now. And we're going to take some almond powder, almond flour. Keep it on here. I'm also going to put a drop, but guys, literally a drop of brown sugar, just for that caramelized effect. Because it's Shavuot, I'm also going to take mozzarella cheese. You can also use ricotta cheese, by the way, and literally a drop on here. I will do the rest, and then I will show you how we're going to cover it with a pastry. I'm going to roll it open. You can flatten it out a little bit if you want, although this one is quite thin, so I think we don't need to. I'm going to take a sharp knife and I'm going to cut squares about the size of our little dish over here, and it must be like a centimeter bigger, so approximately. We don't need to measure. Let's say we do that, and we have 9 of them, so we're going to go so. Cut over here. Let me just put this down so you can see. And I'm going to take one of these, and I'm just going to place it on top and tighten it to the bottom of the tray so nothing comes out. Okay? And so on. We're going to do all of them like this. Really just firm it down. And so on until you do all of it. And then just going to brush it with an egg. And we're going to bake it in the oven also on 170. So this is ready. Oh, I wish you guys could smell this. Then pastry desserts in. Okay, so our spiral is ready, our dessert is ready. I've added salad and a beetroot carpaccio. If anyone wants the recipes, feel free to contact me. Let me show you these delicious goodies. So for the spiral, you can literally cut it or let your guests just cut for themselves. And get a piece of that. Whoops. Yummy. And I also want to show you the dessert. Looks like that. Let's cut one of them. And this one I'm actually going to eat right now. You can literally add anything you like in this, anything you have at home. You don't have to extra prepare. And yeah, impress your guests and enjoy Shavuot. Chag Sameach, everyone. It's been great. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Have a Chag Sameach. Bye.
Oh my gosh, Esty, that looks insane. And you actually make it look so easy. I think like even I could make that.
It is easy. What's the worst that can happen?
No, but it's all about the puff pastry.
So the puff pastry, amazingly here, you can get all different kinds. And I found this one about 2 weeks ago. It doesn't have margarine in it. And it is silky soft. It is very delicate and so easy to work with. So if you're in Israel, anyone, highly recommend that one.
Sure. Amazing. And tell me, what else would you put in? Like, so if it were in Shavuot, what else would you put in that pastry? If you wanted to make a meat oven?
To be honest, I would, after making it on Friday, I would have maybe put more of a ricotta cheese rather than a mozzarella to make it more creamy. And I would have put in a little bit more honey. If you're going to use something like apricots and nectarines, they need more sweet. So if you go for apples and pears, then that amount is okay. I would also scoop a bowl of ice cream with it, vanilla next to it. I think it would go amazing. Every time I see that and I watch what I've made, I just want to put a bowl of ice cream next to it. So I think that would go well with it.
Wow. Okay. Well, I think you've definitely shown us some proper nice options. Do you have an air fryer in Israel, by the way? Are air fryers big in Israel?
Does. I still don't have one. But everyone has air fryers here. Everyone air fries everything.
Yeah, no, well, you're a purist as well. But I mean, I must say that what you make is always looks unbelievable and delicious. And I mean, you'll think this is very funny, but a friend of mine actually who lives in Israel, Michelle, said she was actually with you for Shabbat with Haley and she tried it. So it's a very small world.
Yeah, that's lovely. Such a small world.
I know, but and she said she's tasted it and she's confirmed it's delicious.
So if we have confirmation, we're good to go and make it.
So it does, not only does it look insane, it's delicious. So thank you so much.
I'm not objective, but I'm happy someone else vouched for it.
Brilliant. And listen, we loved having you and so good to have you.
Thank
we haven't
you.
seen your face for so long, so it's wonderful to have you on our
Thank
show.
you. It was really heartwarming being here. I appreciate you approaching me. Thank you. Anytime.
All right. And take care. And
be well, everyone. Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach.
Bye.
Alrighty, amazing, guys. So, I mean, I think so far the food that we have had tonight has been unbelievable. I think I want to make everything. I just don't have enough time before Shavuot or enough people to feed. So, especially when you're going somewhere for Shavuot. The next person that we are going to is the Koeksister. So let us see if we can actually get her. I know she's been having a little bit of trouble with technology. So Kim Tobias, are you with us? Come to us. Come.
I'm here.
Yay! Yay. Why aren't you wearing a jersey?
Dina, I'm working hard in this kitchen. Okay. I'm trying to fight my way in between Lauren, Becky, Esty. I've got big competition.
Sure. It's a tough crowd. It's a tough
crowd. A good crowd. I'm happy. I feel privileged to be in their company.
I'm starving. Okay. I'm actually starving.
But before I start, Dina, I've got to
Yes.
show you. You know, Lauren always comes with the great gadgets, okay?
Yes, it does. It's
We
true
actually
story.
forget about the recipes and we worry about the gadgets. So I went to put up my one. So this is a gadget. So if we don't do tortillas, we're going to do a burger bash with this after Shavuot. Or you can actually do the tortillas and just smash or use it for your kids on occasion.
It's a multi-purpose tool, basically, is what you're saying.
Multi-talented. Then I've got another gadget that actually is available in this country.
I hope Lauren's
And
watching.
this is the best thing I've ever bought and the best thing I use in my kitchen. This is from Willow Creek. I mean, I'm not being a sales rep here.
Brand ambassador or anything,
But DJ's brought them in and I swear they've got to get a whole new consignment. This is a olive oil spray. So when you saw Esty, I want one of these. And the best part is it's refillable. Look, it's refillable. Right.
Okay.
So, you know,
we're not being brand ambassadors, but I need one ASAP.
Right. I'll find one for you. You know, when Esty was painting her sfilo, and we paint lots of things. I know I make melanzani. That's what I should have made tonight. I make melanzani. Instead of drenching everything with a paintbrush, you've got to get one of these gadgets. And it's locally made. It's parif. And it is just the most useful tool that you don't have to have so much oil drenching everything. And it's available locally. Can I show it to you?
You have and you can.
And I'm sure all these tips are worthy of all my friends watching and all my family watching, because this is my gadget lately. Okay.
So hopefully our people watching in Australia, in America, in Brussels, all over the world, hopefully you can access it, or you can just come here and get one.
Great idea.
That's what people do. That's what people do. Why not?
Just come and visit and see it.
Exactly. So tell us, what did you make for us? I know we've got a recording and you're going to make something live.
Yes, I am. So Dina, when you approached me, which I'm very humbled and very honored to be part of this, I was very sensitive to the fact of load shedding. For those overseas, you know what we're going through. It's really a tough time. And with Shavuot being on Thursday, I thought that I must be sensitive to those needs. I can't bake something because it takes too long. We have to preheat ovens. We have to have ovens on. We need microwaves, we need kettles, all sorts of things to heat. And I know what's going on in this country. And I felt that I need to, be
with the people, give an easy solution.
Yes. Other than our government, I read, I've got antenna up. Okay, so what I decided to do was do a non-baked cheesecake and to be left in the fridge. It doesn't necessarily have to be these specific ingredients of taste. We can put other things in, and that's what I'm going to do with you just now. But if you roll the clip that I've made, it is short and sweet. We're going TikTok here so that we don't bore anybody. And it will definitely be available on the website later if anyone wants to go through it. And I will explain the ingredients and how we work with them after the video.
Absolutely. I can tell you that it is short and it is very sweet.
You had a tasting. That's good.
Exactly. Delish. Okay, so Danny, you are going to roll the video, then we're going to come back, and then Kim, you're going to wow us with. I know you've always got little tricks up your sleeve.
I'll try.
Perfect. Okay, Danny, let's go. As we said, short and sweet and delish and easy and load shedding friendly. Because guys, that's where we are. We've got gluten free, we've got dairy free, we've got load shedding friendly. We're about the people and everyone else. So, I mean, you can actually say that we're just basically like for everyone. So tell us all your secrets. First of all, that was quick. So for people, obviously you missed it, we're going to send you the recipe, but so easy. And I love that you do cupcakes, because not everyone always wants to have like a huge cake or something else. So they want like a little cupcake. And I think that is fantastic. So tell us what, and also like, so you can make many options. Tell us.
Okay. So because it is quite fat friendly, I'm sorry, I went the complete opposite to vegan route. It's got a full tub of cream cheese, and it's got a half a tub of creme fraiche. You can lower that measurement of creme fraiche. It just makes it more decadent, more fattening, sorry, but it's the decadence that we're looking for. Therefore, because I did quite fat friendly, I turned it into a cupcake, which is for portion control. So you don't have to have a full slice of cheesecake. You can have something a little less in quantity, but have the quality. When you add the melted chocolate, that's basically your key for keeping it solidified in the fridge, that you don't have to have a baked cheesecake, which calls for eggs, right? And the icing sugar has got, in every packet of icing sugar, generally, except for Pesach, there's always a little bit of corn flour or cornstarch. And that's what keeps your icing sugar all flaky and easy, and it makes it a little bit thicker because of the icing sugar. So that's the key. With baked cheesecakes, you normally use eggs and use real sugar as in granulated sugar. So that's just the difference between them. That's why you can refrigerate it. It will go nice and hard, and it's very decadent. Therefore, when you saw the video, you see I put Oreos in. I did find kosher Oreos at Kosher World. I did. But there is also these that are available, the Ulgariot, which are available. They are kosher. They also are. Luckily, my beautiful friend Belinda Sachs brought me some lotus from Israel, so it is also kosher. Can't always get it. So if anyone goes to Israel, this is your prize of Biscoff, okay? So I got Biscoff biscuits, I got Biscoff, and that's why I've managed to make Biscoff. But there are lots of other versions that you can make. You can also put biscuits like lemon meringue biscuits that are crushed. Anything you can buy, Romany creams, anything. You can use any of those that you can put inside and make a variety of all different colors, all different flavors. As far as toppings are concerned, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I've got one little cheesecake that I did make. And I do like the whole idea of dripping, because dripping makes it very, very decadent. So if you just put it on the edge of things and you make it that it drips off, people eat with their eyes, not necessarily with their stomachs first. And if you just allow the biscuit just to drip it off, people find it so much more appetizing, and they will find that they'll be drawn to it. So
I'm coming to live in your house, Kim.
No, it's not a good idea. It's Hansel and Gretel over here. So these are the type of things that you can make. And then not to forget Howard, because he's not here tonight, but I know he's going to be watching. As I said, I avoid his golden ball. So instead of an Oreo, we can always take the Oreo off, and we can put his golden ball on top, and then we can always crush this. We crush them up like that, and you can sprinkle it all over. So you can take chutneys and also put it in. It is terribly decadent. It's terribly decadent. It's something that you really got to have portion control. I know you've had a tasting of it, but it's quick, it's easy, and you can make a great impression.
All right. Well, I think quickly, people who weren't watching your last webinar where you made your golden balls may not be familiar with the whole story behind these golden balls. I feel they need a bit more information. So tell us what they're made of and how you make them gold.
Okay. Do you want me to make like a little for you?
Yeah, sure.
Right. So wait, I'm going to get my cupboard.
Okay, we'll wait. Don't worry.
You wait. It's worth the wait. Okay.
It is.
So you've got your whispers. And there's something at the stores, and it is a kosher product called dust. Okay. So you get this gold dust, right? You take a tiny little, after you've eaten the sushi and you've got all those containers of that stupid ginger that you've eaten in the wasabi. I wash mine out because I use them very, very cleverly.
So do I. I use them for everything.
Salad dressing for school lunches, great option.
Absolutely.
So you take your gold dust.
So many tricks and tips, yeah. So many tricks and tips.
Great tips. So you put your gold dust inside here. You can get it at the baking shops. And you take your whispers. You throw them inside. And because the whispers are full of an outer coating of a little bit of a fattier outer coating, you shake it up. You can do it with the silver dust. You can do it with the pearlized dust. Whatever you can find that's a kosher product. And out comes, because it's so sticky, it comes a golden ball. And they are very effective on all my cakes, on a pavlova. You can do a chocolate pavlova, drizzle ganache all over the pavlova with your Orly whip and put on your chuckles if you're making a milky one. And there is actually a ball of chocolate that is a parav ball of chocolate that you can get. Also, you can do it as well and make it a parav dessert as well. So there are lots of options.
So thank you so much, Kimmy. What are you making this Shavuot? What's on your menu list?
So on my menu, I know my friends always laugh because they're busy running to places to go buy things and they phone me and I say, I whipped up something. So I apologize to all my friends that may think that I make it look so easy, but I'm going to make grilled salmon. I'm going to make my regular mushroom and feta quiche. I'm going to make my melanzani, which I've become quite famous for, using my spray bottle. And it's saved a lot of like fatty side to it. And then a beautiful big Greek salad. I'm just so upset that Esty went and swanked that she's got that cottage cheese from Israel. That's naughty. That's nasty. We just can't get that here. And then a feta salad with black olives and make it fresh, and that will be my meal with cheesecake to end the beautiful meal.
Delicious. Don't worry, you've got the lotus flour, so you can use fine with that.
My mother actually likes to start meals from the end and go backwards because it's all about the cheesecake.
She's got the right idea.
Exactly.
But thank you, as usual, delicious, mouth-watering, amazing, and you make it look so simple. Thank you so
much for having me, Dina.
And Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach to everybody.
May the gold balls be with you. Have a good yanta.
You too.
Cheers. All righty. And now we are... Sorry, I stopped my own video instead of stopping Kimmy's video. I apologize. It's lovely seeing you because you couldn't get on in the first place. We'll see you soon. Awesome. All righty, guys. So now we are at another point in our evening where we are going to do the second part of our draw, where we are going to actually give away the Aga knives. Let me show you. Danny Kato, you can put on your camera. These are proper knives. Okay, if you want to be in the kitchen and you want to be making proper stuff, food, you need a good knife. You don't have a good knife, wasting your time. And then we also have, I feel like Kim now because I'm moving stuff, I'm like around. This is the most active I've ever been on a webinar. We've got the vacuum flask, which is also outstanding. And again, perfect for winter. 650 milliliter capacity, easy sip lid, double wall vacuum technology, can keep something cold for up to 24 hours and warm for 12 hours. This is awesome. Okay, so thank you again to Avi Mishan and to SMD Technologies for sponsoring these for us. Obviously, they've got many, many products, but these are some of them that are outstanding. So people who are watching the show, I'm assuming, are cooks and love cooking. So these are products that you have to go and get out there. And not only that, but you can win them tonight. So our first draw, we said if you donate to the Jewish Report, 54 Rand or anything more, which gives you additional draws into our competition, then you can win this insane 8-liter air fryer. And now we're going to run a poll for the second part, which are the knives and the flask. Danny, do you want to put up that poll?
Sure. Here's the poll. You can select more than one answer, and all you have to do is just answer the poll. Just answer the poll, and you stand a chance to win the knife sets as well as that amazing Eiger bottle. So just answer the poll, guys. Just answer the poll. You can answer more than one question. Come on, guys. Become a patron. Be a patron of the Jewish Report.
Let's tell you what the patron campaign is. Quickly, just in a nutshell, while the poll's going, is that to be a patron of the Jewish Report means that basically you just donate on a monthly basis, 180 Rand, or whatever. You can give more than that, to the Jewish Report, because all of these webinars, all 151 that we have done so far, which sit on our YouTube channel in case you've missed any of them. And again, we do cooking. We've done plenty of cooking webinars, but we've done economics, we've done business, we've done storytelling, we've done the most amazing, we've done health, we've done fitness. So we've done insane amounts of webinars that have got a myriad of topics, health, and especially that started over COVID and have just continued. So we do that because we love you and we want everyone to connect. And not only has it connected the South African community, it has connected globally. And we've just found the most wonderful community. So everyone who's joined us from America, from Canada, from Brussels, from the UK, from Cape Town, from Joburg, from London, from all over the world, Australia, we love having you. It's been amazing creating this community. And that is why we have the Patreon campaign, to make sure that we can keep on doing it. If you do live overseas, it's just become so much more cheaper for you to become a patron. It's basically like $1. So feel free, don't let us stop you. It's cheaper than an Uber. And that monthly contribution just keeps us the paper going, because we do distribute it for free. And obviously our website content is also for free. So anything we get, and anyone who becomes a patron, we truly, truly appreciate. We love and adore you. We adore our entire community. So please feel free to join us, and also join our newsletter, and you'll get weekly updates of all the papers and all the amazing stories, because our editorial team with Peter Cross Maunda are unbelievable, and they bring us the most insane, beautiful stories week on week, telling us what's going on in the globe, connecting you to South Africa, the community, to Israel, and everything else that's going on. So please feel free. All right, so now that I've ranted on, Danny Kadar,
just one more thing, Dina.
Yes.
For people watching on YouTube, I just put a link now. All you need to do to enter this competition is click on the Jewish Report's website link, and if you have not yet subscribed for our newsletter, just subscribe for the newsletter and you'll go into the draw. Or you can just email editorial@sajewishReport.co.za. I'll put it in the chat as well now with your email address, and say, please, can I get the recipes? So that's how you enter in the competition now. Okay, and goodbye.
It's also how you get the recipes, because everyone on this program, for days and weeks afterwards, I get emails and WhatsApps and people phoning me, telling me they have not got the recipes, and hopefully you will make them for this Shavuot. So please, if you're on YouTube as well, so easy. And also just to enter the draw, you literally just have to click on the link, get the newsletter, and you will get the email with all of these insane recipes. I have to tell you, Danny, my mouth is watering. I think these are actually, first of all, they're all so easy. Every single recipe that we've watched so far is like super easy to make and super yummy, and obviously appropriate for Shavuot and any other time of the year.
Dina, this is why I eat before these webinars. I have learned my lesson. So
all right, well, brilliant. So okay, we have ended the poll. I am now going to go back, and thank you everyone who has actually responded to the poll. There were people who responded to that will join the Patreon campaign. Thank you to you. And Danny's also going to put additional details into the chat. Dylan actually is going to put details into the chat. So thank you so much. And also thank you so much always, and I'm just going to mention before the end of the webinar again, to Danny and to Britt and to Dylan and to all our people who assist on the back end to really make these webinars happen, because we couldn't do it without our amazing team. Obviously, we miss Howard tonight. He had to go somewhere else. But just everyone who makes this all happen, we are so grateful. And to all of you, because you're our audience. So, and the last, we've got one recipe left, and that is from Lisa Goldberg, who is part of the really famous Good Morning Cooking Club in Australia. So such a coup to get her. And the recipe she does is absolutely, looks delicious. Again, we've got to try all of these and make them ourselves. But please enjoy the next recipe from Lisa. Thank you.
Hello, friends in South Africa. It's so great to be here with you again today. It's been a couple of years, I think. And I'm particularly excited because, of course, it's my favorite festival coming up, Shavuot, because like many of you, I absolutely love cheesecake and all things cheese. I mean, I'm talking cheesecakes with crust, without crust, with biscuit crumb, with pastry, with no crust, cheese pockets, cheese blintzes, cheese biscuits, cheese slices. I mean, I could go on and on. And I'm excited because of what I'm going to make for you today, but we'll get to that in 1 second. Most of you know me from Monday Morning Cooking Club, where we have been collecting recipes for a very long time. We've published 4 cookbooks, and our most recent cookbook, which is the one that's actually for sale at Exclusive Books in South Africa, is this one, Now for Something Sweet. And we have a whole chapter in this about cheese. So if you're keen to cook something fantastic for Shavuot, head to this book and look at the whole chapter on cheese. You can also find lots of recipes on our website, which is mondaymorningcookingclub.com.au. But I'm also super excited to tell you about a new project that I have going on at the moment. I've created a series on YouTube. It's a food show. It's all the things I love to do, to walk, to eat, to discover, to chat, obviously, and to cook. And they're 20-minute episodes, and you can find them on YouTube just by searching Walking Up an Appetite. I'd love to know what you think. But in the research for that show, I've had the opportunity to go to lots of food stores and cafes and try lots and lots of cheesecakes. And I've got to say, the cake I'm making today is up there with the best. It is an old family recipe from a friend of mine in Sydney, Judy Kay, and it is called Koeksister Sour Cherry Slice. You can find the recipe if you've got our second book, The Feast Goes On. In Australia, this is now out of print, so you can't get it, and I'm not sure how easy or hard it is to get anywhere else, but I'm going to give you the full recipe, so don't worry about the book for the moment. All right, let me tell you about this cheesecake. So I'm going to say it has the texture right in the middle of a butter cake and a cheesecake. So you'll have a bite of it and you'll say, this is a delicious cheesecake. No, it tastes a bit like a butter cake. So it's actually unique in its texture. It is simple to make. All we need is 1 bowl, a whisk and a spatula, and no other equipment, which is really, really great because, you know, some of us don't want to start getting out every machine in the kitchen. I know sometimes we have to, but today's recipe is really, really simple from that perspective. Right, this is what you're going to need for this cake. So let's start with the tin. The recipe says to do it in a 28 by 18 centimetre rectangular tin, but I've chosen a square one today and I'm going to do it in this, and I've used my maths to work out that I need about a 22, 23 centimetre square tin, which is about this. It's not a very high cake, so this is actually perfect. Let's start with the cherries because that's probably the hardest item to have in your pantry or to get. The original recipe talks about a jar of these, which are called Morello pitted cherries. You can buy them everywhere. These are great in the recipe, but I found something that I actually like even more. So I'm going to put these aside. These are frozen pitted sour cherries, and a friend of mine found them for me just at our local shopping centre. They're quite easily available, and you just keep them in your freezer till you need them. You can use them frozen straight into the cake, or you can defrost them on a paper towel so some of the liquid comes out, but there's no need to do that. So there we've got the cherries. Let's go through all the ingredients one by one. This is what you'll need for the cake. All the measurements are in the recipe, but I'll just tell you what you'll need. You'll need self-raising flour, caster sugar or white sugar if that's all you've got, sour cream, and lots of it, 2 egg yolks. Kept the whites in the fridge because tomorrow someone's going to have egg whites for breakfast for sure, or I'm going to use them to make a meringue or a pavlova sometime. Please don't throw them out. They're really, really great in so many ways. We need the zest of 1 lemon, which I'm going to do straight into the mixture. We have the cherries. I've got 275 grams of these frozen sour cherries, and I'll need some icing sugar at the end to sprinkle over the top once it's baked and cooled. All right, time to start. So I've put my sour cream in a large bowl, and I'm going to, with a whisk, I want to just get rid of the lumps. It's easier just to do it when it's on its own in the bowl like this. So I'm just going to use my whisk. I got mesmerized there for a minute and forgot that I had to talk. It's so smooth and lush. Okay, I'm going to put in my 2 egg yolks. Just give them a stir. Look at that gorgeous colour. Just doing this step by step is a really good way to make this recipe work seamlessly. So we've got sour cream, egg yolks. Next step, I'm going to put in the lemon zest. So you need one of these, a microplane or a grater. And I'm just going to concentrate for a minute. I've scrubbed this lemon to get anything grubby off it on the outside, and I'm going to zest it into the bowl. Now we just want the very outside, the very outside of the skin. We don't want the white pith. Trying really hard to concentrate on this and look at you at the same time, which I don't want to do because we all know there's nothing worse than microplaning your fingers, not only because it hurts, because then you have to chuck out everything because you've suddenly got bits in the cake that you don't really want. So I am concentrating. It smells divine. I just love this smell of freshly zested lemon. Just delicious. All right, let's keep going. We want the zest of the whole lemon. Now, the good thing about this cake is that you can actually halve it really easily. Since it has 2 egg yolks, so you just go 1 and make it in a loaf pan. So if there's only 1 or 2 of you and you want to make something delicious for Shavuot or for any time, I suggest you just halve the recipe, go through it, write everything down, halve the measurements, grab yourself a loaf tin, and there you go. Okay. My lemon is now lovely and zested. Smells divine. I'm going to keep this and use this for juice another time. Put that aside. Okay, I'm just going to give that a stir through. And next thing I have is, of course, the sugar, which I'm going to just dump in like that. Now, the thing about sugar, in all our recipes, we do use caster sugar, which is a finer grain, but some places just don't have it. I know in the United States, it's really hard to find. They call it super fine sugar. So white sugar is absolutely fine. The thing about caster is it really dissolves quicker because the grains are so small. So you might need to give it a bit of an extra whisk. So we're just trying to quickly dissolve the sugar in this mixture. And you can see it's a lovely, smooth mixture, just like that. One ingredient I forgot to mention is salt. I always put a pinch of salt in a sweet thing. It just really helps bring out all the flavour. So just a little pinch of fine salt in there. Done. Okay. So have I got all the ingredients so far? Yes, I have sour cream, egg yolks, caster sugar, lemon zest, and next is the flour. Now, you could just dump your flour in, but I really think that it's better if you do it through a colander or a sieve. I'm just going to put this aside because otherwise the lumps are a bit hard to get out, and you really don't want to overwork this batter because overworking flour is not good for a cake because it makes it tough, okay? So before I do that, and I should have done this before, I'm just going to take a moment to show you how I lined the tin. It's My lovely dog who I've put outside, who's just standing there barking at me. Got two dogs, one's asleep and one's barking at me. All right, so I have my tin and I've got some baking paper or parchment paper, and you can use an olive oil spray or a canola spray, and I'm just going to spray the tin just like glue. I'm spraying all sides of it. And one thing to note is that baking paper's got a roll. Obviously it rolls inwards because that's how it was stored. And just make sure you turn that upside down and do it that way, because just to help it not flip up and over during baking. Just easier to manage. So I'm just putting it in. You can see I just want it to be nice and smooth. Okay, that's it. I'm not going to do the edges because I can always run a knife along those edges if the cake is stuck to it. Okay, so this is my tin ready to go. Now I'm going to change from my whisk to my spatula. Cannot live without these. This is a silicone spatula. I have about 10 of them, and honestly I use them all the time for everything. It's not very good for those who like to lick the bowl though, because it gets every last skerrick out and there's nothing left to lick at the end of it. All right, back to this. I'm now going to put my self-raising flour into the bowl, into the colander like that, or a fine sieve. All right, and I'm just going to do it like that. As I said, you don't have to do it if you can't be bothered getting out the colander and washing it afterwards, but it really makes for an easier step to incorporate the flour. Okay, and now I'm just going to gently fold it in. I want to be gentle. It's a lovely, lovely, smooth batter. So this is a slice more than a cake, in that it's not very high, which is why it's called a slice, but it has a cakey quality to it. So it's a slicey cake, or a cakey slice. I know you can't really imagine what this smells like, but it's delicious. The sour cream, lemon zest, the flour. I just love raw batters. I don't know about you, but I grew up standing at my mother's knee by the Kenwood mixmaster, and all I wanted to do was lick the bowl and lick the beater. I'm sure there are many of you who have been through the same thing. All right, and even now my kids who are in their 20s and older come by if I'm baking and they all want to lick the bowl. So you know what, nothing changes, I guess, from generation to generation. Now there are a few lumps in this, so I'm just going to try to smooth them out as best I can without over mixing this batter. Okay, this looks absolutely delicious. So what I've got is a batter that's sort of the consistency of a thick pancake batter. It really looks lovely. Yeah, you could probably make little pikelets out of this. Just thinking about that. There's a plan. All right, here's the tin. And I'm just going to scoop it into the tin like that. Okay. It's a really, really easy cake, and really, if I wasn't talking so much, it's a 5-minute recipe. It really is. I hope that some of you will make this for Shavuot or any time really. And if you do make it, please let me know. I'm on social media. You can reach me at Monday Morning CC on Instagram, or walkingup_and appetite_. Tag the photo. I would absolutely love to see your delicious slices. And I'm just going to smooth this out. I want it to get to all the corners. Yum. It is very thick and very lovely. Okay, and you can see it's not very high, which is exactly what we want. And I'm just going to get all of the batter off the spatula. Not going to lick it now. Maybe later. But I'm trying to get as much as I can. And see what I mean about the spatula? It really gets everything out of the bowl, and nothing does it like a spatula. All right, I think that's it. That will do for now. All right, let me just wipe my hands, and now it's time for the cherries. That's it. Now, one word of warning, don't shove them in too much into the dish, into the tin, because then they'll just disappear and you won't see them all at the top. And it's really nice to see them. So what I like to do is to put some, punch some down and keep some just literally sitting on the top like that. Okay, so I'm just going to put them all on the top for starters. You know, you could be really, really particular and count how many cherries you are and work out how many rows you need. Let's not do that. Let's just put them on the top. These are just lovely, these cherries. I hope that you can get some where you are. Frozen, sour cherries. Make sure they're pitted. I do worry, though, that they leave a pip in from time to time. So when you're eating this, you do need to be a bit careful. You know that story with the dates? I'm sure everybody will understand what I'm saying when I tell you that, you know, when you buy dried dates, pitted in a packet, I'm going to say 1 in 20 still have the pip in them. So you've got to be super careful, because there's nothing worse than munching down on a date or a cherry when you think there's no pip in it, and there is. It's not good for your teeth. So just take care, please. Here's the cherry warning. Yeah, my dog agrees. All right, so there's lots of cherries, and I'm just filling in all the gaps. I just didn't want to pour them over because all the juice will just make it a bit messy at the top. And I want it to look just perfect. I haven't baked one before. I'm going to bake it. I'm going to stop recording and then come back when it comes out of the oven so you can see what this actual one looks like. I'm not going to make you sit there for 35 minutes while it cooks. All right. I could probably chat though for 35 minutes quite easily. Okay, so see, red fingers, that's the only warning from these cherries. All right. Perfect. Now, have a look. Looks all right. And I'm just going to keep most of them up, but shove a few of them down. Just because I like them to have different levels. But you know what? No need to do this. If you don't feel like it, they're freezing as well because they've just come from the freezer. So I've got very cold red fingers at this moment. All right. I think that will do. Remember, this is going to rise. It's got self-raising flour and egg yolks in it, and it's going to rise. All right, that's it. I am going to pop that in the oven. Remember, 170 degrees without the fan. If you've got a really good oven with the fan, put it on about 155. Into the oven. I know that in my oven this is going to need 40 minutes, but what I urge you to do, any recipe, especially when you're making it for the first time, is put it in for 30 minutes or 10 minutes less than the cooking time suggests, and then check it, because you can't go look at it at the first time. For 40 minutes it's going to be overcooked, and then you're going to message me and say, you know what, you told me 40 and the cake's overcooked. So please check it at 30 and make sure it is on its way or nearly there. Into the oven now, and I will put my timer on for 40 minutes, and I'll see you when I get back. So the timer has just gone off. It's been 40 minutes. I did check it at 35 and it wasn't quite ready, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. Have a look at that. It smells like cherries, a little bit of lemon. It's absolutely delicious, but it needs to be at room temperature or just a bit warmer than that before I can eat it or even cut it. So I'm going to leave it on the bench in the tin until it's cool, and I'll be back shortly to show you what it looks like. So my cake is just the tiniest bit warm still, but I think we can take it out. I just want to show you inside. It's spectacular. So I'm just going to use a little spatula to ease it off the sides that don't have paper, just like that. And I'm going to use these very helpful sides of the baking paper to lift the cake onto a board. See, it's very, very portable. How great that looks. See? Now, if I sprinkle it with icing sugar, now it's a tiny bit warm, it's going to melt in. So it's ideal to do it just before serving, but I want to show you how good it looks. So sprinkle, sprinkle. It is one gorgeous slice. Cut it and have a look inside. Delicious. It's like everybody's holding their breath. Let's have a look at how good it looks inside. It's just fabulous. You can see the texture right in between a butter cake and a cheesecake. I'm going to have a bite. It is perfect. Let me just finish chewing for a moment. This is a really great cake or slice for any time, and especially for the festival of Shavuot, which is coming up. I'm going to go and make myself a cup of tea and enjoy it with this piece of cake. Just a reminder, please check out my YouTube channel, Walking Up an Appetite. I'd love to hear what you think. Till next time, see you later. Kettle's going on now.
Okay, sure. So that was also an epic, unbelievable recipe all the way from Australia. Danny Kato, turn on your camera so we can say goodnight. So, I mean, as you saw, the Monday Morning Cooking Club, Lisa's got her own channel. She's got her own recipe books, her own social media. So please go follow her, as she mentioned on her video. Guys, we apologize. The sound was very, very low. Unfortunately, it was the way it was recorded. We couldn't do anything about it. But you will get the recipe so you can make it. It looked delicious. She's going to have her cup of tea. And we hope that you've enjoyed all the recipes that we've brought for you. Danny, did you enjoy those recipes?
Dina, those recipes are evil. I enjoyed them. I love what I actually am just mouth-watering right now. So yes, I am really looking forward to Shavuot, and I am proud to say there will be not a single meat ingredient in my house. I am going cheesecake. We're going pasta. We might even be going nachos. So yes, this has been fantastic tonight.
Even that like basic vegan like cheesecake that Becky did was insane. Like I would never thought of it, and it looks amazing. Yeah. And again, I just want to remind everyone who watched this webinar that you have got an opportunity tonight to win this air fryer. Beautifully, wonderfully, thank donate and a flask. So guys, all of those have answered our poll, donated to the Jewish Report. Danny has put the details into the chat, so please feel free to go and use those so that you can be eligible, because I promise you now, any of these are amazing to have in a kitchen. And if you haven't got an air fryer, guys, got to get with the program. You got to get with the vegan. You got to get with, there's so many things to get with, Danny. It's actually hard to keep track. So we hope that you've enjoyed all of these recipes. I think a lot of them were actually, most of them were pretty much, in fact, I think all of them were so easy to make, and they actually all look so delicious that anyone can make them. So please try these at home, whether you're a professional cook or whether you're just someone at home trying to create something delicious for the people that you love. Please go. We will send you the recipes. Do not worry. As long as we have your details. So if you're on YouTube, please also go click that link so that we can send you the recipes. And hopefully you all can make some delicious dishes. We wish you a Chag Sameach. Danny, thank you for all your work. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, it's been fantastic. Chag Sameach, everyone. Chag Sameach, Dina. And enjoy Shavuot. Enjoy. I hope it's a delicious festival and a meaningful festival at the same time. What better way to elevate yourself spiritually than being bloated with cheesecake and rinses?
Absolutely. And on that note, Chag Sameach to everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we wish you a wonderful Chag, and hope you're all well, that you're staying warm no matter where in the world that you are. And thank you for joining us, and have a good evening or good morning.
Good morning. Bye, everyone.
Bye.